It's time to expect the unexpected. So last night I got to watch the movie The Shack, and it was an awesome movie. Uh, it started out really traumatizing because it was about this family. Um, they had 3 kids, and the dad decided, you know what, I'm going to take my kids camping. So it was like daddy and the kids go camping vacation. And so it starts off that this traumatic event happens with 2 of the kids on a canoe on the lake, and then one of the children ended up missing. Okay, so the child that ended up missing was kidnapped by a killer who was out in the forest where the campgrounds were. And this killer was known for kidnapping children, very young children. So what had happened was, after the searches went on, the father and the mother, of course, it was a lot of mishap in their family, a lot of sadness, a lot of grief, a lot of pressure on the marriage. And so the father decides that he wants to go back out into the woods and see if he could find any traces, or go back and see what he could find, if anything. And it all happened because he found this note in his mailbox. Now, the note appeared in his mailbox unstamped, so it means it was not delivered. So somebody intentionally put a note with clues in his mailbox. So he takes this note, and he decides that he's going to go back to the campgrounds out in the woods and see if he can find any traces of his daughter. And what had happened was, he found this man out in the woods who he thought might have been the killer. And the man was carrying wood. So the father points his gun at the man, thinking that he was the killer. And the man carrying the wood says, "Follow me. Why don't you come and get warm? I have some wood." So he follows him through the snow, and then all of a sudden they cross over this border where it's no longer snow, but the land is dry like springtime. And they're going through the woods, and they go to this log cabin where there's 3 individuals, and they called themselves God. So he starts going through these self-realizations of his feelings, and understanding that God does not do these things or cause these mishaps to people. When people get disease, when there's death, when there's loss, when there's trauma, when there's grief, when there's hatred, when there's anything in the realms of negativity, that doesn't have to do with God, because God, that is not God's frequency, that is not God's emotion, that is not God's way. God is very high frequency, like all of the virtues: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, self-control. Where there is structure and organization, there is God. But where there is chaos and trauma and grief and sadness, that's very low frequency. That is death. That is not life. God is life. God is not death. Death and destruction comes from the evil one who steals, kills, and destroys. That is Satan's job. Satan's job, Satan's way, Satan's realms, Satan's targets are to kill, destroy, and to cause all these problems. Everything is death with Satan, but it is life with God. God is high frequency. So I wanted to reach out to anybody who has encountered any type of loss in your life, grief in your life. We're here in the city of Coral Springs, Florida. And at the Spiritual Operations Network, we offer a free 30 minutes consultation. If you want to call in and pray, we can talk, and we can go into seeing what type of curses underlie in the ancestry so that we can break them, get rid of them, and you can move forward, and your future generations can move forward without these mishaps. Give us a call today, 754-999-0118. I'm Kathy Abraham, an independent minister and your spiritual wellness coach. God doesn't kill, steal, and destroy. Satan does. Don't blame God. That is the biggest falsification that Satan pulls over all of humanity, is that it's God's fault. And guess what? That is not true. Don't believe that. Don't blame God. Blame the one who steals, kills, and destroys. We'll talk soon. Ciao for now.